Me as a person who's actively in my child's life,
Yeah.
I don't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to make it work. I have to put myself out there. It has to work. Like
Yeah.
cuz I have a whole child I have to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Like
Some people get to a certain place in their life and they're like, okay, this is good for me. I don't have to
yeah,
add more to the workload.
be a little bit more self-aware about the people you involve yourself with cuz even though they might not, you might not be doing the things that they're doing, it is eventually going to affect you.
Things that happen, like financially unstable, or like I'm going through something, but I don't know how to talk about it, but I'm still
Mhm.
helping everybody else. So like trade problems didn't matter to trade because I was more focused on everybody else.
Okay, I meet this person. I want to bring them in, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want them to be my best buddy or whatever. Like, I want them to experience life with me. And
Yeah.
sometimes not everybody's meant to be on the road with you.
Times like I was living through my life for other people and other reasons, but I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware of what I was going through.
That's where my trauma comes from. Is really just, if I would have stayed in Chicago, I probably would have been dead on drugs or just not, like, I just wouldn't be anything in life. I would just be a complete failure.
Welcome to another episode of Trade Truth Podcast. Today I have a special guest. She drove all the way from Orlando, Florida, y'all, so I very much appreciate her. She's an entrepreneur, she's a mother, and very much other things. So without further more introduction, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce herself.
Well, hello. My name is Mia. I'm 27 years old. I live in Orlando. I'm from Chicago. I've been doing nails for about 9 years, and I just opened up my own salon and suites just about 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, that's just a little overview of me.
Sure, for sure. So I always ask my guests in the very beginning, how are you doing mentally right now?
Mentally, I am a little exhausted. If we being completely transparent, like, it's a lot being like a mom, a business owner, and a gym girly. And also now I'm taking on the responsibility of like other girls like in my shop. So that's like it's like a new stress that I'm like, okay, all right, I gotta adjust to that. But it's all fun at the end of the day.
So would you say that your workload is something that you kind of in a sense like wish for, or you feel like it's kind of something that just happened from
Um,
multiple other actions?
Yeah, it just kinda just happened, like, I just always been the type of person where, like, I want more, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying not to get too comfortable with, like, where I'm at in life. I always wanna, like, expand and do more.
Okay, for sure. So with this being our first conversation, in general, just go ahead and let myself know and then everybody else that's watching like a little, synopsis of who you are, where you're from. Like you say you're from Chicago,
Mhm.
kind of what led you to come down to Orlando and then everything else about yourself.
Okay, so I was born here in Florida,
Mm.
right? I moved to Chicago when I was, like, maybe, like, 6 or 7. Um, Me and my mom just didn't want me to live, like, some type of, like, cookie cutter Disney World fairy tale life or whatever, but she took me to the trenches. Like I was living hard down in the trenches. Imagine living like in like a huge house, right? And then moving to a one bedroom in the hood, like in the middle of the hood. They literally jumped me on my first day of school. I'm not even like exaggerating. They literally jumped me. They was like, "Oh, yeah, you need to be initiated. Like we finna jump you." And I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh my god." But yeah, they had jumped me in Chicago, and then I was living out there up until I was like 16. And the reason why I moved out here is because I was being really, really bad. Like, I was, like, really a product of, like, my environment, and,
Mhm.
mind you, like, my mom, she's, like, Puerto Rican and Black, and she's kinda like cookie cutter, you know what I'm saying? Like, so she was like, "Girl, you're this not even you for real, so, like, who are you trying to, like, portray yourself as?" She's like, "Girl, you're better than that," like, and I was just like, doing bad things, illegal activities and stuff like that. And my mom kept threatening me and she's like, "Girl, if you keep acting up, like I'm finna send you back to Florida with your people, like with your my grandparents, they live out here in Orlando." And one day I came home from school, she was like, "Girl, you got a flight tonight." And she put me on a flight that same night and I was mad at my mom for like a whole year. But my dad was also in prison from the time I was like 6 up until I was 17. So then my dad got out of prison, so then I was able to have like a relationship with him. And then yeah, and then I had a baby at the age of 19, which was crazy because I was a baby with a baby. But that like really motivated me to like be where I am today. I always tell everybody like if it wasn't for me moving back to like Florida, I don't think I would be where I'm at. Like I think I would probably just be I don't even know, like, probably working, like, a call center job in Chicago or, like, a fast food or
Mhm.
something and just be getting drunk or high or something, but being out here, it was, like, a different type of environment, like, everybody kinda on their stuff a little bit, so
Okay, for sure. So you feel like without Chicago, you wouldn't be the woman that you are today.
yeah, I feel like I'm very grateful for the fact that my mom, like, gave me that experience to be able to grow up, like, like, in a not so good environment because I feel like that made me build character, and a lot of people out here in Florida, like, they're just, like, not all the way mentally there, like, they're kinda weird, they're just unaware of, like, real life things, so, like, I, like, firsthand had an experience in that, so I feel like me moving to Chicago built my character, and then me moving back a little bit older kinda, like, maybe be like, "Okay, let me lock in."
Okay, for sure. So my first question for you would be, being the fact that you moved back down here at the age of 16, right?
Mhm.
3 years. So that means you went to high school in Orlando.
I think I was, like, 17 actually
17?
when I moved out here
Okay.
because it was my senior year of high
So
school.
you're 17 for sure.
Yeah, so
So
then as soon as I graduated high school, I had, got pregnant with my son
that's what I was gonna ask you. So
immediately after I graduated high school, like, school gets out in what, like, May? I had my baby in October, so technically I was a little bit of pregnant in high
yeah.
school,
So
like
that's what I was gonna ask you. Do you feel like with that happening, do you feel like that kind of because in a sense, what I'm trying to get at is, most people after they graduate high school, they kind of make that transition to kind of figure out what they want to do with their life. Like as far as in
Yeah.
like, oh, am I going to go to college? Am I going to start a business or am I going to work in this lane? Do you feel
Mhm.
like the pregnancy kind of pivots you from a point in your life where you were trying to head to, or you feel like you just were in the moment where like you didn't have anything planned?
Well, I mean, I didn't have anything planned, but I come from a family who all graduated from some of the top colleges, like, in America. Like, my mom graduated from UCF, my grandpa graduated from Purdue,
Mhm.
my uncle also graduated from UCF. Like, I just come from a family who all graduated from good colleges, so I knew for a fact I was going to college. Like,
Yeah.
even though I got pregnant with my son and I had my son in October, my parents, put me in college January. Like, it was not planned, like, they will literally I'm very grateful for them, they were literally like, "We will financially take care of you, but as long as you're in school."
Yeah.
Like, they was like, "Girl, we don't care what you do, like, but you need to go to school."
Mhm.
Like, college is very important
Mhm.
in my family, so that was that, but then like, I had, like, a college fund, so, like, all 4 years of my school was, like, fully paid for. Somebody in my family died or whatever and left money for, like, all, like, the grandchildren, basically. So I was in school, I was going to Valencia in Orlando, and then I decided that I didn't wanna do that, and I used that money to go to nail school.
Yeah.
So, they all my family was, like, real mad, sad, finna cry about that. They was like, "Girl, that is not, like, no real job," because mind you, like, my family, they're, like, engineers, they're nonprofit directors, like, like, they have, like, real life, like, 9 to 5s,
Yeah.
and, like, for me to be like, "Yeah, I wanna use this money because I wanna go to nail school," they were like, "Girl,
It's foreign.
is like, are you okay? Is you cool?"
Yeah.
But they were like eventually, once I started making real money, they were like, now, like, they're like they've always been my biggest support system, but they did have a little doubt at a point
Yeah.
in
They
time.
understand it now.
Yeah, like, they understand it now that now they're like, "Girl, what else can you do?" Like, like, "What else can you invest in?" Like, "Where else can we go?" Like, "We finna take this to the moon," you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But they didn't see that at first, but I knew what I wanted to do,
For sure.
basically.
So how was that process of, in a sense, trusting yourself, going to nail school and trying to, raise your son at the same time? Because I know in the beginning stages of, newborn or just in pregnancy in general, you got to pay a lot of attention to your babies.
Yeah, so, like I said, like, my family is, like, my biggest support system, so, like, everybody was very actively like, "Okay, you say you got school or whatever from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. or whatever, we finna watch Christian or whatever, but you need to make sure you come right back." Like, it
Mhm.
wasn't there was no, like, me time,
Yeah.
if that makes sense, like, everything was, like, my son, school, and trying to get my life together, like, outside of that, it was really nothing
But
else.
how did you feel about that? Because most of the time, especially with just people in general, when you dedicate majority of your life to school, so you've been in elementary, then middle school, then high school, and
Yeah.
then getting out of that phase, now you have the most free time, and that was taken away from you. So how did you feel about that?
I don't think I really felt any way about it because I feel like in a way, in a kinda, like, deeper way, I kinda felt like I let my family down, so it was like I had, like, a point to prove, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
my mom also had me at a young age, my mom also had me at the age of 16, so it was like I felt like I disappointed my family because everybody held me to, like, such a higher standard.
Mhm.
So it's like, I never looked at it like, "Oh, like, I gotta go to work and I don't have a life or whatever." Like, I was like, "No, like, this is my fault." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta put myself in a position, and then once I'm comfortable enough, like, as now, like, my family now they're like, "Mia, you need time for yourself." Like, if you want Christian to come stay with me for the whole summer or whatever, or if you want Christian to, like, they just help me now where I'm, like, in a stable condition, they're like, "Girl, go live your life." Like, Christian's straight, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
for
Like,
sure.
they're not tripping off that.
So what made you feel like you let your family down? Like what?
'Cause
Cause
I
like,
had a baby at a young age, like,
but
all my family, they're like, "Girl, you shoulda, like, waited till, like, you had a man for
I know
real."
I understand that for real, but like the reason why I asked that is because it's like in a sense, yeah, you had a baby at an early age, but you weren't the first person to do that. You
Yeah,
know what I
but,
mean?
like
So,
like I said, I feel like my family had high hopes that I was gonna be different,
mhm,
you know, than my mom or whatever, and that I wasn't gonna, like, fall victim. Like, they didn't even know that I was sexually active until I had a child, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
they were like, "Girl, where is this coming from?" Like, "Who you fucking?" It
For
was like,
sure.
"Girl, what?" It was like a whole shock, and also, I didn't find out I was pregnant till I was 5 months. So there's that. That was like a huge curveball.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is a curveball as well too. So,
Yeah.
okay, now speaking into going to nail school, how was that process of transitioning through that phase? Because I don't know how long it takes or what all
Yeah.
is required of that. So, how was that process before you opened your business?
So, nail school is only like 2.5 months, and then, during that time, my family was fully, like, financially responsible of me. Like, they were like, "Listen, we are going to, like, be financially responsible for you up until you graduate, and then you need to either A, go get a job, or you need to be working in a shop." So as soon as I graduated nail school, I was working in a shop, but I still wasn't making no money because I really wasn't good for real. Like, I started working in a chop shop or whatever, and I wasn't making no money. I think I was probably making, like, $70 a week.
Mm.
A week. And if you know diapers,
Oh,
food, that's not nothing, and then out of nowhere, I got a huge chance to, like, go move on to, like, a bigger nail salon, and then that's when I got a lot of exposure, and then that's when I started building my clientele, and I started getting really better at doing nails, and then that's when I was like, "Okay, like, this is really worth it." Because I was at my wit's ends. I was like, "Oh, I don't think nails is gonna do it for me." Like, I was like, "This is not enough money, like, I
yeah.
can't survive like this." You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanna be able to pay my own bills. I wanna be able to take care of my son on my own, and I wasn't doing that, so
So let me ask you this question: being the fact that, in a sense, your nail school was funded, a
Mhm,
little bit of college was funded, and then I'm pretty sure if you weren't making any money during the beginning of your nail career,
mhm.
your peoples looked out for you, right? Most of the
Yeah,
time. So do you feel like you're in debt to your family for them
I
helping you out?
do, like, no, I really do, like,
Mhm.
I'm in debt still to this day,
Yeah.
like, but, hey, I feel like they have a mindset where they're like, "Girl, we know you're not finna pay us back,"
Mhm.
like,
Yeah. I was gonna say
I
so.
say it all the time, like, you know, like, when I get rich and famous, like, you know, I'm gonna bless all y'all,
Mhm.
but in reality, y'all know I'm not paying y'all back. I
Crazy.
could pay y'all back in love.
That's what I was gonna say. How do you feel like you'll be able to pay them back? You know what I mean? Because I mean, it's no certain amount or it's no certain amount of object that you'll be able to pay your family back for all the things they do.
Yeah.
Because in a sense, it's your family. That's what they kind of expected to do. But in a sense, it's like,
Mhm.
what do you feel like you can? What kind of token can you give back to them if it's not currency?
It's really like, like I said, all of my family, they, like, went to school or whatever, so a lot of them are still in debt. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like, they're still in college debt. So, like, that like, if I was in a position to where I would be able to provide that, like, I would do that, you know what I'm saying? But, like, also one thing about my family is that, like, they pass down, like, a lot of benefits to the next person, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, my uncle, all his school was paid for. My mom, they helped pay some of her debt off. Like, everybody's, like, looking to help the next person.
Yeah.
Like, that's just kinda how we are. We're not always looking to be like so, like, yes, I do feel like I'm in debt with my family, but, like, because of it's really I'm in debt because of how much they care about me,
Yeah.
not, like, the actual
Actual.
money.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because like, I wish I could extend my hand and help take things off their load. It's not even, like, actually about the money. It's really just, like, being able to just help their load and make their life a little bit less stressful.
If it's basically in a sense like generational wealth. It's like
Yeah.
everybody want to help the next person up. And that's kind of
Mhm.
nice because you don't really see most of that you don't really see that at all in families.
Yeah.
Like, it's no one telling somebody, "Hey, this is the guideline that I took. We gonna pave the way for you. That way, the next generation after you can get the same benefits."
Yeah.
My next question for you is, so how was your pregnancy in general, and just how was it, raising your son? Like, you know what I mean? Because
Mm.
in a sense, like you said earlier, you was a baby raising a baby. So I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure there's a lot of things that you probably didn't have figured out at the time, especially
Yeah.
because you probably were still figuring out yourself. So how was that,
Yeah,
that phase of life?
I was definitely trying to, like, figure out myself as well, but, like, I call my mom, like, my baby daddy. Like, my child's father is not, like, in my child's life at all. So, like, everything that you see with my child, that's me.
Mhm.
That's me and my mom,
Yeah.
like, period, point blank. Like, my mom is the one that's coming to the first day of school, meet the teacher, you know what I'm saying? She's the one that's like, "Oh, Christian lunchbox broke. I'm finna order him a new one." You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom is the one that is my baby daddy. Like, that's really just it. Like, I just went through life with my mom,
Mhm.
basically raising my child.
So your mom is technically, well, basically your best friend, if anything. Like,
Yeah, I could say she's my best friend. Yeah. Even
well,
though, everybody has like
yeah,
some type of like trauma or whatever with
yeah,
their mother, but yeah, I could say that's my best friend. That's the person I talk to every day, all day. I confide in, and
yeah,
yeah.
for sure. So being the fact that you mentioned kind of that trauma, I feel like, every relationship with our mothers is unique. So like for
Mhm.
instance, I give you an example. Me and my mom are not like close. Like that's my
Not at
mom.
all.
Not I wouldn't say not at all, but like me and my mom don't talk every day. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like how you say like your mom is like your baby daddy. Me and my mom, we don't talk every day.
Mhm.
Even though like I'm the type of person where like, let me basically say this, I'm not as family oriented as the next person.
Okay.
So I can go
Do you
weeks.
feel like being family oriented is very important, like in your upbringing?
I wish I had it.
Okay.
I can give you that answer. I
Yeah.
wish I had it. I can't tell you if it's important or not because I never experienced it. I
Mhm.
I can only speak on what happened for me from not having it, but it
Yeah.
still made me a good man. So
Yeah.
regardless of the fact, if I would have had it, I probably would have been better than I am. I probably would have been worse. But
Mhm.
I can only speak on to my experience. So my
Mhm.
question for you is, being the fact that you felt like it was like kind of not even felt like, but there was a kind of a trauma within that situation. Did that trauma affect your motherhood for yourself?
Yes, yes, it definitely does because, like, I think the way that my mom raised me, certain things that, like, she did, I'm like, "I don't wanna do that with my son." Like I told you, my mom is very cookie cutter. She kinda acts Caucasian a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't raised like that. I was raised in the hood, like, with the black people who, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So it's like, I instilled different things than my mom did, and me and my mom sometimes bump heads because it's like, she's like, "Mia, like, don't hit him." And I'm like, "No, like, he need to be popped." You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, certain discipline. My mom never whooped me a day in her life. Like, my mom never put her hands on me. She never whooped me, and I don't believe in that. Like, I believe in if your child is actively aware of the decisions that they're making and they're choosing to do that, they need to get popped,
yeah.
period, point blank.
But
Like,
where did you get that from if you never experienced it?
I really don't know. I can't say. I don't know because not like my dad was, like, actively like, my dad was in prison, so
Mhm.
I don't know where that came from.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. So basically, other than the support of your mom, of course, would you be able to say that your season of motherhood, because you're still a mother at the end of the day, do you
Mhm.
feel like it's more of a trial and error because it's like in a
Yeah.
sense you kind of have someone or multiple people to go based off of, but you're kind of making it your own decisions. You're not going
Yeah.
based off what somebody taught you or what you experienced. You're kind of figuring out yourself. And
Mhm.
if it is trial and error, how is that, as a mother? Because I know sometimes you want to be very cautious of how you treat your kids and
Yeah.
how you react to them because you don't want them to, in a sense, get that same trauma that you had.
Mhm.
So how is that, kind of going through trial and error?
So I think one of the mistakes that I made, like as a mother, was like I told you, like really trying to be big on like disciplining my son and making sure like, he's doing things according to the book. And I feel like that kind of like instilled fear into my son, but like not to like I feel like I instilled maybe a little bit too much fear. Cause like I don't want my son to be terrified of me. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah,
want my son to confide in me. I want him to be able to talk to me when he's upset or anything. So I think like I was like, okay, like I think the trial and error part is like, trying to find like that medium because I'm also not trying to be like a soft parent, you know what I'm saying? But I'm also not trying to be a hard parent. So it's
yeah.
like basically trying to find that medium where it's like, okay, I'm instilling, certain boundaries, but I'm also not letting him just slip and slide.
And do
So
you feel like that's difficult as being like a single mother doing that? Because I know sometimes,
yeah. I wish that
um
my son's father was in his life so he could instill certain, like, man, like, qualities or whatever, because even though there is men in my life, like, my dad is out now, my brother, my stepfather. I have a stepfather, my mom remarried, and, like, my son has those men in his life, but, nothing's more important than, like, having a father figure, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So, I wish that my son was able to get that type of experience.
Okay, for sure. And what do you think is one thing that you feel like as a mother is like very difficult, especially like because I think, and I can't speak to it because one, I'm not a mother, I'm a man.
Do you have kids?
No, I have a goddaughter and I have like like siblings and stuff
Oh,
like that. That
okay.
I
Are you
kind
an
of
only child?
nah,
Oh,
nah, I
okay.
got multiple siblings. I
Oh,
got
okay.
multiple siblings. Nah, I'm not the only child, but like so like my sisters are like my kids, so like they
Okay.
ask for certain
You're the
things.
oldest, I'm guessing.
On my mom's side, yes. On my
Okay.
dad's side, I'm the second oldest, but like it's certain like I have a goddaughter, right? And
Mhm.
learning through my best friend,
Mhm.
which is, what I mean? But learning through her kind of like how parenthood would work. You know what I mean? Whenever I see
Yeah.
my goddaughter, I'm just all like, here, you get what you want.
Right,
But when I
right.
see how my best friend raised her, it's like, damn, like why you like that?
Why
But
you being so
yeah,
mean?
like,
No,
but
cause no,
like
you have to be more strict with them.
exactly.
I be getting on my mom case all the time, cause 'cause I'm like, "Girl," I be like, "He had McDonald's 3 times this week. He's not getting McDonald's today, babe."
Hmm.
Like, and my mom would be like, "Girl, if he say he want McDonald's, Imma give him McDonald's." And I'm
Yeah.
like, "No," like, cause then he's just gonna think, like, every day is just McDonald's day.
Yeah.
No, like, you don't get McDonald's just because. Like,
Mhm.
no, we have food at home.
So let me ask you this then, since we're on the topic of kind of like motherhood. I have a
Mhm.
follow-up question after I ask you this too. What would you say is the 3 cons and the 3 pros of being a mother? Because I feel like, what I mean, I would never understand because I can't put myself in your shoes. Your shoes is your own shoes, and I feel like
Yeah.
for every every woman that is a mother, it's
Mhm.
very different for them. Like, it's never like the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like the pros is that the fact that, like, you're not living for yourself, you're living for a whole another human being. So it's
Mhm.
like, well, at least, like, like, there is bad mothers out here and whatnot, but, like, me as a person who's actively in my child's life,
Yeah.
I don't have a choice, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have to make it work. I have to put myself out there. It has to work, like,
Yeah.
cause I have a whole child I have to take care of, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, even though, yes, I have my family that will back me up if I fall, like, at the end of the day, like, I don't want that. I wanna be able to be like, "Yes, I did this. I took care of my son. Like, he's doing all the things he wants to do in life, like, we go on vacations. My son is experiencing a lot that, like, maybe I wasn't even be able to have, so I think that's one of the pros. It's like, it pushes me to be the best me because I need to be the best person for my son.
Exactly.
And I think one of the cons is, really just juggling between, being a mom and also having an identity of my own. Because at the end of the day, like, I do think that one of the most important things is having an identity of your own as a mother because, like, you don't wanna, like, crash and burn. Like, you can't just always just be a mom, 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 mom. Like, you have to be able to have fun, live life,
Mhm.
and just venture out, outside of work
Yeah.
too, like, so I guess just the cons is, like, trying to, like, find that time.
Yeah. So another thing that I was gonna ask you on the follow-up, being the fact that you're an entrepreneur,
Mhm.
um, and you're a single mom, how does that timing work? You know what I mean? Like, how do you find time between catering to your clients, your business, and
Mhm.
then your son, and then also family as well too? Because I'm pretty sure that's a big factor as well.
Yeah, I think I just, like, my schedule's, like, all over the place, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just kinda deal with it. I'm kind of, like, used to it, I guess you could say. Like, I work basically all day. My son's at the shop with me. My son hates sitting at the shop all day. Like, he'd be like, "Mommy, I'm ready to go. I'm hungry." I'd be like, "Boy, I'm almost done. I'm almost done." But, like, my son is always with me, you know what I'm saying? So I take my son to the shop with me, and then, like, I'll be like, "Oh, we gonna go to Aquatica this weekend," you know what I'm saying? Or, like, usually, like, me and my family, we get together on, like, special occasions, we have dinners, we go out to eat, we try to plan things together, and then really just, like, my clients have been my clients for, like, the last 9 years. A lot of my clients have been consistently coming to me, so I would say my clients is probably, like, the least stressful thing, honestly. 'Cause I just see the same girls over and over. I built relationships with them,
Mhm.
and I'm comfortable with them. So that's, like, probably, like, the least stressful part. The most stressful part is probably just, like, trying to find somebody to, like, watch my son so I can go do things, but,
Yeah.
like, I'm fully aware that, like, I won't be able to participate in everything,
Mm.
and I don't, like, will let that weigh down on me, you
Yeah,
know what
for
I'm
sure.
saying?
So my next question would be, do you think that the fact that kinda in a sense, like your son is always in the shot with you, do you think you're
Mhm.
kinda holding him back from his childhood experiences?
Yeah, because, like,
And how does that make you feel?
yeah, because I'm just like, "Oh my god, I know he just wanna go to the pool, like, he just wanna go home and sit in his underwear, watch
Mhm.
TV, eat
Mhm.
food or whatever," but I do feel some type of way about that, but I also try to make it a priority to, like, put him in things that occupy his time.
Yeah.
So, like, if I know, like, I'm gonna be extremely busy, like, I'll call one of my family members and be like, "Hey, you know, like, I'll pay for you guys to go and take him to the jumping place," you know what I'm saying? Like, I do make that a priority, but sometimes I can't always do that, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And not everybody is free. So I do make it a priority to be like, "Hey, I know I have 9 clients today, and I don't even want him at the shop with
Yeah.
me." Like, I'm trying to work,
Yeah.
and you talking about you hungry every hour. Please go.
So how do you handle because now you're saying that you built a relationship with the same clients over the same years. So
Mhm.
with building relationships comes another workload of whatever they're dealing with. And I'm pretty sure, like I know
Yeah.
nails probably take hours to do, so y'all gonna talk and
Yeah.
conversate. So with them being in a sense like a side family or
I
additional
look at
to your
my
family.
clients as my bitches, like, can I cuss on here?
Yeah, you can.
Like, but my clients are my girls, you know what I'm saying? Like, they confide in me, I confide in them. I tell them all my business,
But
like,
how
and
how does that in a sense work though? Because my thing is, I think it's like for instance, like with this, right? People that come here,
Mhm.
they trust me with their information, right? And sometimes
Uh-huh.
it goes beyond the episode. Sometimes it goes beyond the recordings and everything else. So
Mhm.
they come back to me to tell me stuff. And sometimes I have to set that
Oh,
boundary where it's
okay.
like, hey, like you ain't the only one. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
I
So you
trust.
don't you're not receptive towards
Oh,
people
I
telling
am.
you their
Like
business?
I'm no, I'm on 24/7. What I'm telling
Okay.
you is the fact that you have 9 people in one day and
Yeah.
they're all telling you your business. So sometimes you're gonna come in there one day and you're gonna be burnt out and you can't process all of that. So
Yeah.
how do you handle that?
I mean, I'm very transparent and I'm very vocal. I can vocalize the way I feel. So I sometimes like they know, like they'll be like, "Girl, what's wrong with you today?" And I'll be like, "Girl, I'm just not in the mood. Like, me and my nigga just broke up. I am not really in the mood to talk today." Because one thing about me, like I have a very upbeat personality.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just let them know, like, "Hey, today not my day." Like,
Do you feel
I'm not
bad? Do you
feeling.
feel bad
No,
because of
I
that?
don't feel bad. Sometimes they come in, they be mad as F finna cry, be like, "Do you wanna talk about it?" And then sometimes they say, "Yeah," and they talk about it, and sometimes they say, "No." We'll just sit there in silence. I'll just turn the music up. Like, it's like I
So it's a
have
very
that type of
yeah.
relationship with my clients, like, I'm not tripping off that at all.
So it's very transparent in a sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now I want to talk to you about the like you said the beginning of your business earlier. You said you was only making $70 a week. So
Yes.
with that, I know you also said that you kind of was in your mind and saying that you kind of like felt like it's just gonna work. Is it worth
Yeah.
it? So what
Mhm.
made you just keep going? What made you feel like
I feel like
I gotta
I feel like I had a point to prove, like, to my family because they was real deal doubting it. They was like, "Girl, money is not like, nails is not money." You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? I had a point to prove. I was like, "No, it is money in it. I just gotta build myself up there
Yeah.
and get to that point, and everything will make sense." So I feel like I had a point to prove because I didn't wanna go the college route or whatever, and I was like, "I
Why
wanna." Huh?
why not?
I didn't wanna go to college route because I had a child, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then, like, I want to be able to financially take care of my child by myself, even though my family was very supportive and was like, "Okay, we will financially take care of you while you go to school."
Mhm.
That wasn't like, if I wanted to go out of town, if I wanted to live my life, if I wanted to take my son Aquatica, if I wanted to get a season pass to one of these resorts or something like that, like, I couldn't do that myself. They'd be like,
Yeah.
"Girl, you got bigger things to worry about." So, like, I was like, "School, I don't have time for that right now." You know what I'm saying? Like, I need money now, not
Yeah.
later. So that was my thing. I was like, "I'm not going like, why would I go to school or whatever? It's taking time from me being able to even have a job. It's taken away from time from me being with my son. I'd rather put that time and effort into me going to nail school and me perfecting my craft and making this a real like something that I'm more passionate about."
For
You
sure.
know what I'm saying?
That's real because you kind of in a sense feel like college would have been that limitation to your life. Like it would have limited you.
Yeah.
You would have had to
I
stay.
think I hate the fact that I wasn't able to, get the college experience because I feel like that builds character as well.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, it
like
does.
yeah, I wish I was able to be like, "Yeah, I went to UCF," and, like, you know how many people, like, I know, like, my same age that was, like, graduating school and stuff, and I felt so left out, but I was making money though.
Hmm.
I was getting that money on, so I didn't really care.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I was sad a little bit, but then I was like, I got my own everybody got their own timeline,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, not everything has to be
So my follow-up question for that is, you said everybody has their own timeline. What do you feel like you're at right now in your timeline? Do you feel like right now is kind of like your peak, or do you feel like right now is still only the beginning?
No, this is just the beginning. I just opened up my shop literally 2 weeks ago, and my goal is really just to open up as many shops as I can or just as many business ideas as I can. Like, I wanna branch out into anything. I don't wanna actually be physically doing nails after the age of 30, so I feel like I had to do things to put myself in a position to where I don't have to work as hard as I currently do. Because, like I said, sometimes I do 9 girls in one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, my fingers I'm going to have arthritis by the time I'm 30 if I keep working like this. Like,
Mhm.
it's not healthy for me, and also I wanna be able to have more time with my son, I wanna have more time with my family, I wanna be able to still make as much money as I do plus more, but not work physically as hard.
Yeah. And how was it trusting, a lot of things go into the aspect of especially open up a shop. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's a risk that's not calculated because now,
Yeah.
like you said, you're trying to get in the point where you have to put people in the shop that way you can take yourself out of the shop. And now
Mhm.
that in a sense makes the responsibility way more bigger. So what
Yeah.
was that mental process of you going into the phase or the mental process of, yes, I'm gonna trust myself and open a
Mhm.
shop, not knowing what's to come.
Yeah, so I've been in the beauty industry, like I said, for like 9 years. I've worked in multiple different shops. I have connected with so many different people. I've gone to so many beauty networking events. So I have like a very large, I think, like impact in the beauty industry. I feel like a lot of people look up to me. A lot of people, or at least have came and sit down with me, even if it was once or twice they heard my story and they're like very motivated by it. So like this is something I've been saying that I was gonna do was open up a shop and provide a space for other girls in the beauty industry to be able to work in. So it was just a matter of I just had to go get the space because I already knew exactly like what girls I wanted to be in the space or like I just have that type of connection to where like I could just make a post and be like, "Hey, I have a space available. Who wants it?" And everybody is hitting my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very grateful for the fact that like I just opened up my shop 2 weeks ago and I already have 4 girls that signed a lease and I'm almost fully rented out. So I'm very grateful for that.
And how do you feel like, because in a sense, you've been doing it for so long, but you're so young still. You know
You
what I
think
mean?
I'm young?
Uh,
27 is young?
So young.
How old
Like, I'm 25. So like
Wow,
you
you're a
said,
baby.
don't start that. Don't start all that now. I don't know what you're talking about. I grew up young.
Okay.
I grew up very fast. But the reason why I say that is because you're gonna have other people that's in your line of work that's older than you and that feel like they put in the more time and they kind of deserve where you're at right now. So
Mhm.
like you being young and having an impact in the beauty industry, like how does it feel when, in a sense, like it's older people that may want to reach out to you or that may want to do what you're doing and they kind of like don't
Uh-huh.
really clash well with you? Because I know it ain't everything peaches and cream in
Yeah,
the
no,
entrepreneur
everything is not
industry.
peaches and cream, but, like, a lot of people that are older than me have contacted me once they seen, like, I opened up the shop, and they're like, "I'm on the same timing as you, girl, like, I'm so proud of the fact that you are 27 years old and you were even capable of doing that." Like, the fact that, like, I'm so young and I was capable of opening up a whole entire shop, like, people probably weren't even financially able to do that until they're in their late 30s, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I'm very grateful of the fact that I'm able to do that now because like I said, by the time I'm their age, I don't wanna be working as hard.
Mhm.
So, like, I don't think it's a matter of, like, envy or, like,
So it's
it
supportive in a sense.
yeah, it's more supportive, or
That's what's
at
up.
least my experience. I haven't gotten any type of, like, envy or anything weird like that from anybody older. It's always been like, "I'm so proud of you." Like, it's always been, like, super positive.
That's what's up. Because a lot of different
Mhm.
fields of business is always some type, especially in Orlando. Orlando is
Mhm.
just an envious city in general. That's why I got the hell
It
up out of there.
is,
But
it is.
my next, go ahead. You finna say something?
Yeah, cause you said, Orlando's very envious. Do
Yeah.
you know why I even opened or, like, how I was able to open up my shop in the first place?
How so?
So, like, I was working from home. I've been working from home for the past 4 years or 4 or 5 years. after COVID. After COVID, everybody started working from
Mhm.
home and stuff, and like I said, I have the same clientele that I've had for a long time, and basically, I had a client who was referred to me from one of my usual clients, and she went into my leasing office and told the leasing office that she was here for a nail appointment. Yeah, so, like, I was really upset about that because my lease office was like, "If we find out that you're running a business through your home, we're gonna serve you with an eviction notice." And I was like, "Oh, baby, you ain't gotta worry about me. Like, I won't be doing nothing." And that happened on a Friday. I went to go tour my current shop on Monday, and I signed my lease on Wednesday. I was like, I feel like I needed that type of push because this is something, like I said, I've been wanting to do for a long time, so I needed that type of push to do what I'm doing now,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I don't have any type of hate towards that person or anything, but, like, I'm thankful, like, you know what I'm saying? It pushed me to do what I'm doing now, and now I have a whole entire shop.
So because you had a choice. You had 2 choices. You coulda just moved and kept doing
No.
it. No, but listen though, like, you coulda just moved and kept doing it in your house,
Mhm.
but why just up and do the shop? Like, right.
Why would I break my lease and move or whatever? I like where I live. I don't
Okay,
know
that
about
that
you.
that's what I was gonna say, like,
I mean,
is that
I don't like, necessarily, like, the people that work in the leasing office, but
yeah,
I like my current
okay,
apartment or whatever, and my lease is not up until October.
okay.
So I was thinking, I was like, "No, like, I'll just go find." And I originally just wanted to just find, like, a suite for myself, but then I ended up finding a whole entire space that I, got drywall put up in there. I split up rooms, you know what I'm saying? Like, I built these rooms, and I was like, "I'm gonna make this work."
So, I mean, that's good though, because it's like a blessing in disguise.
It
You didn't
is,
know
it
that you needed
is.
that kind of push and that kind of
Yeah.
message, because that could have been God telling you, like, I've been waiting on you, or like there's just a
Yeah.
sign in general saying, like, it's time for you to
Mhm.
jump out and go do this and see what happens from it. So
Yeah.
now you saying that, okay, you opened your shop 2 weeks ago, you got 4 girls in there. How does it feel, or what's the feeling like right now in your mind of being a young boss? Because
Um,
most common jobs, everybody that's like a manager or a boss, they probably in their 30s, 40s, they've been there
mhm.
all this time. And I'm pretty sure your people that you have in your shop is probably the same age as you.
A lot of the girls that are working in the shop, some of them are older than me, some of them are younger than me, but, like, I don't, like, try to, like, put myself on, like, no high pedestal or anything like that. All I did was get a space and y'all just rented it out. I feel like I'm equal to them, to be honest, and the type of vibe that I want for the shop is, like, like, we're all supportive of each other. I wanna go to networking events together. I wanna do galentines. I wanna do Christmas dinners. I wanna be able to gift them or whatever from time to time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm giving all the girls welcome baskets with, like, little stuff that they could use for their sweets, and I really just want it to be, like, a healthy environment. So I was very, very picky about who I wanted in my shop because I don't want, like, I haven't worked in the shop in 4 or 5 years, so I didn't want anything catty, anything nasty, anything that would be any type of drama, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though drama probably is gonna happen, but, like, the type of people that I wanted in it was, like, people that can handle conflict in a mature way.
Mhm.
I want people that are just only motivated about working and building a very healthy environment.
So that's why I was gonna ask you what went into that thought process of kind of picking who you knew, but it sounded like you already knew who you had in mind from the get go.
It's not that, like, I had anybody, like, specifically down to the
Yeah.
T. Like, I reached out, like, like, I extended my hand and reached out and just let people know, like, "Hey, I have this space available if you want it. You can come tour, you can come to the grand opening and see the space, and I can tell you more about, like, my vision for the space."
Yeah.
So, it wasn't really hard or anything. It was just a matter of being very selective of who I wanted.
Okay. And what goes into your mind now for motivation? So, like, I heard earlier you said that you wanted to open up more shops. So what
Mhm.
kind of fuels you to want to do that? Because you can just have one shop and be,
And
you
be
know what I mean,
cool,
and be
yeah.
cool. So what goes into like the thought process of like, I'm gonna open up more shops in Orlando or even outside of Florida? What
Mhm.
goes into that thought process? Because some people get to a certain place in their life and they're like, okay, this is good for me. I don't have to
Yeah.
add more to the workload.
I feel like now that I finally got out of that
Comfortability.
comfortability point, I feel like I was working from home for a long time. I was comfortable for a long time. Now I'm uncomfortable, and now I'm
Yeah.
fine with just consistently being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Like I'm not really too scared to like push myself any further. The sky is the limit, especially because, like I said, I do have a really good support system. Everybody is very motivating in my life, and yeah, like this, like I said, the sky is the limit. And also, I don't see myself living in Orlando for the rest of my life. So
Where would you go?
I know my family was talking about buying land in Texas,
Mhm.
so they want, like, to get, like, a whole compound, and, yeah, I'm if they get a compound, I'm out there. I'd rather not pay rent.
Yeah, I was that
I'd
is
rather
true.
not pay rent.
That is true. I was gonna say, so if that does happen, how would you think you would handle having a shop in 2 different locations? Because that's something that you have to think
Mhm.
about because now,
Yeah.
say for instance, they up and get a compound within the next 2 months. You already done signed a lease on the building, and
Mhm.
now
I
you're
would just fly back and forth, like, I would just like, I don't think that compound thing would happen anytime
yeah.
soon,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? But, like, I just would, like, fly back and forth. I'm from Chicago, so I've always wanted to, like I left Chicago when I was, like, 17. I've always wanted to be able to have a place out there, but I always wanted to be in a place where I was comfortable enough to move back out there. So I feel like once my shop is, like, currently fully rented out and stable, like, as soon as it's rented out, I'm not just gonna be like, "Oh, let me go find an apartment in Chicago." No, like, I actually wanna be really, really comfortable in my position, and then I would potentially, like, have venture out and have some type of business in Chicago. I don't know if that would be like a salon suites, if I would just move out there and be doing nails and have my shop out here. I don't know what life could possibly take me, but that's just like my goal. I just don't want to be here in Orlando
I was gonna
too
say
long.
that so I was gonna say, so what's the beef with Orlando? Because I mean, like, you gotta think about, okay, you was born there, you
uh,
stayed there till you was about 6 years old, you left, you came back at what, you said 17, so you spent
yeah.
another 10 years here. So, like,
Mhm.
why, like, I don't wanna say it's a rush, but, like,
I don't like the people here in
but
Orlando.
what's wrong with the people?
I don't like the people. I feel like I don't fit in here. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I don't fit in here in Orlando. I feel like I can't relate to them.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Who are you? Like, not that's like, not to be, I know it kinda sounds aggressive, but, like, who are you, like, just as a person? That way I can understand why you wouldn't fit in. Because 'cause I'm from Orlando. I've been there all the
Mhm.
way to 2019, so I left
Right.
too. I stayed there, what, 18, 19 years, and I
Mhm.
got out of Dodge, and I ain't looked
Do
back.
you have beef with Orlando?
Me personally, I don't go back because of my experiences. It's
Exactly.
kinda
Well,
different.
okay, well, my experience is I did not relate to the people that I was affiliated with in Orlando, and I don't feel like I really found my niche, I guess you could say, in Orlando. I like, yes, it's good, like, as far as, like, business-wise, but, like, as far as, like, dating and an environment that I wanna have my son in, I don't really see that for myself in Orlando. Like, the same way my mom moved me away from Orlando because she didn't want me to have some type of cookie cutter lifestyle, like, I feel the same way about my son, like, I would rather move somewhere else so he can experience other
Hmm. I don't know. I
What?
don't know. I believe your answer. I don't know. I feel like, my reasoning was, it's just, I felt like I was just stuck. Like, I felt like I
Mhm.
just needed something new. Like, do you feel like you need something new, or is it just generally the people?
No, it's I do just want something new because
Yeah.
I just don't see myself living in Orlando. Like I just don't really like the city. I grew up in a very fast paced city, and I feel like Orlando's like a suburban life. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to live in a more fast paced city. I would live back in Chicago, but probably not for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
But I would definitely move back to Chicago. I even lived in Miami for a point of time, but that was like too fast paced for
Yeah,
me.
I was gonna say, you saying fast paced, the only thing I could think of is Miami, New York. When I went to Texas, it's not that fast paced. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Would you rather live in Houston or Dallas?
I haven't been to Dallas, not
Oh,
yet. I
okay.
plan on going this year for football, but,
Okay, period.
I don't know. When I went to Texas, it was like, I get the hype, but I just feel like it's too much to do. Like, that's
Uh-huh.
why I like being here. Like, it's just enough to keep me busy, but not keep me wondering. Because I feel like when I go to wondering, that's how I get
Here or in Tampa?
here. Like, well,
Okay.
it's technically Tampa. You know what I mean? But
What, is this not Tampa?
this is Ybor. Everything's a different city.
So, like, this is, like, what?
Ybor City.
Okay, so
So, like,
where is Tampa
Tampa
then?
is this way. So you go this way down.
Is there, like, a bridge or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So
okay.
you got downtown
The
Tampa.
same way there's, like, they say Fort Lauderdale is not Miami.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So,
So
like,
this is
right
not
now,
Tampa.
yeah, right now you in
Alright.
technically Ybor.
We're in the tourist area right now. Okay, cool.
This is not Tampa. Tampa, like, down a couple streets
That's
down,
how I
yeah.
feel about Chicago when people will be like, "Oh, I'm from Chicago," and then they be like, "I'm from the suburbs." They say
Mhm.
somewhere in the suburbs, or they be like, "Oh, I used to live in Indiana." 'Cause, Indiana,
Illinois,
yeah,
yeah.
Indiana's not far.
Yeah, so yeah, nah, it's all different. It's the same thing, like, you got Orlando or Poplar, like, oh, it's the same thing
Yeah.
here as well too. I had to get it in order as well when I first got
Mhm.
here, but yeah, so my next question for you is gonna be, what is your goals within these? Because you like you said, you're trying to be done by the time you're 30, so you got 3 years.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
what's your goals or what's your expectation for the next 3 years?
My goal is just to become financially stable to the point where I don't have to work as hard physically because like I said, like I'm working Tuesday through Saturday, sometimes 9 a.m., sometimes till 12 o'clock at night. Like I literally work whenever the money calls, basically. And I don't want to be able to do that after the age of 30. Like I
Mhm,
want to be able to be like, okay, my money is making itself and I'm here at Aquatica. I'm making a phone call with my son.
mhm.
I'm hanging out with my son, and my money is making itself.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
So, do you feel like that's, stressful? Like, because it's the same thing with me, I'm on 24/7. So, if
Mhm.
something come my way, like business, because I have multiple businesses, if it comes my way, I'm in a sense taking it.
Yeah.
Phone call come my way, I don't give a damn if it's 1 AM. If I'm up, I'm taking the call. If it's
Right.
about money, you know what I mean? It's about business. So, do you feel like that's stressful at times? Because like, sometimes I feel like with me, I can get burnt out, not fast, but I can get burnt
Mhm.
out consistently just
Yeah.
by being always available to take business.
Yeah, I definitely do get burnt out. Like, literally, after I leave from this interview, I literally am going to my shop to go take a last minute client tonight, and
Mhm.
I wasn't even intended. I don't even work on Sundays and Mondays, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I definitely do get burnt out, but I definitely am the type of person where I'm like I vocalize, I'm like, "Girl, I don't work on Sunday. If you want me to come, you gotta pay.
Mhm.
Like, you gotta pay extra for my time because
Yeah.
like, I'm really tired for real."
But do you ever say no?
Yeah, sometimes I say no. Sometimes I'd be like, "Girl, I can't do it."
Mhm,
Like, and my clients be like, "Okay, girl." Like, or like I'll be posting that I'm like outside or hanging out. My client will text me like, "Are you up?
mhm,
Are you okay to do nails today?" I'll be like, "Girl, no, I can't tomorrow. You're
mhm.
gonna have to catch me tomorrow."
'Cause I was gonna say some people have that, like I just had my, last guest that was up here, he was a barber, and
Mhm.
he said it's been hard for him to say no because it's like you wanna be there for everybody because sometimes they
Yeah.
have special events or, like,
Yeah.
they have things to go to, so it's like when you say no, in a sense, you kinda have, like, a little feeling of letting them down or not being there
Yeah.
for them. So
It's been plenty of times where, like, I was extremely exhausted, extremely burnt out, and, like, one of my clients was like, "My birthday is tomorrow." And I'm like, I guess I gotta go. I
mhm.
guess I gotta go. Like, if you tell me, like, it's something important like that, I will try my best, but if I really can't, I'm not gonna force it. But if I can, but also my shop is literally downtown Orlando, and I also live downtown, so the shop is literally around the corner from my house, so it's not nothing to just go over there, do somebody nails, like, an hour, and go back home.
So what all goes into nails? Because like I said, I'm a guy, I don't understand the business, like, I know it's for aesthetics wise, but like, what do you feel like, um, in a sense, what do you feel like your talent what I'm trying to figure out how I wanna word this. What do you feel like you provide that keeps people to keep coming back? Or what do you feel like you provide that will allow people, maybe somebody that's watching this, to come
Mhm.
and do business with you? Because some people, they don't have per se like a gift. They just are
Mhm.
good at it.
Yeah, I think because I've been doing nails for so long, I have mastered being able to, like, do nails really fastly,
Mhm,
and also we're at, like, really bad times where a lot of people aren't like, they don't have the finances to be able to do $200 sets. A lot of
mhm,
my clients just do, like, Frenches or, like, something simple and cute, and I can knock that out in, like, an hour and a half. When I was first originally doing nails, I was doing, like, hand-drawn portraits, you know what I'm saying, on
mhm.
people's nails. I was doing crazy, crazy designs or sometimes it'll take me 2 hours, sometimes 2.5. So, like, people really come to me, one, because I also am, like, a good vibe and personality. A lot of people like me as a person. I think that's one of the main things that keep people coming back to me because you could confide in me. You
Mhm.
could talk to me about all your personal problems. I'm a very good listener. I'm a very good advice giver, all of that. But also, like, I'm getting you in and out.
Yeah,
A lot of people don't like to sit at nail salons for like 2, 3 hours to get something simple done.
yeah.
And I do like a $50 French Fridays and I could do a French in 45 minutes. And a lot of people can't do that.
Mm.
So a lot of people really come to me because I can do that. But I don't like to do deals and stuff all the time because a lot of people like sometimes you'll attract people that you don't really want. But I'm trying to be like very strict about like, okay, if I get a bad vibe from somebody, I'm like, no, blocked. Mm-mm.
Like, is that before or
No,
after?
after. Like,
Okay.
if, like, you come to me and, like, you got a stank attitude and you're rude and disrespectful, you weren't on time, you don't communicate well, or anything like that, blocked immediately.
Mm.
I don't have time for that.
I mean, I can,
Because I'm touching their hands,
yeah.
like, your energy is transferring into mine, like, I need to be selective of that.
Mhm. So you're
So,
big on energy, is what
yeah,
you.
real big on energy. If I get, like, a weird vibe and I don't feel like you're a girl's girl or I don't feel like you're just a decent human being, I don't really wanna see you again.
I mean, that's real though, because I mean, I wouldn't say I'm the same way with this. Like, I don't think I've had any bad encounters per
Mhm.
se, but sometimes after I do recordings, you can tell who was really here for what reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can kind of relate to that, but in a sense, I mean, that's tough. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
I feel like, especially with service business like your own, whenever you do have bad encounters and you want to separate yourself from it, that person would then create a narrative like you're the bad person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if you ever experienced that, but I've
I
seen that hand on,
I
like some.
definitely have experienced somebody, like, trying to, like, come for my character as far as, like, how I run my business. Even the girl that I told you about that went into the leasing office, she had the nerve to get mad at me because she was like, "Oh, I didn't know I had to duck and dodge." Like, she was, like, hard down arguing with me because I had to cancel her appointment. I was like, "Girl, I can't do your nails." They just sent me a whole letter saying, like,
Mhm.
if they find out I'm doing a business, they're gonna evict me. And she was like, "Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to duck and dodge." And I was like, "Girl, please." Like, I'm glad that that happened anyways. Because if that's your character, if that's how you are, like, I feel like I didn't even want you in my house in the first
Yeah.
place.
And that's why I was gonna ask you that too. Like, how I don't know how y'all can do that, because like
Yeah.
trusting people to come to where you lay your head. Because like some people
Yeah.
ask me like, "Why you got a studio? Why you want to do it at your house?" I don't
Because you
know
don't
why
wanna
the
do it
hell.
in your
I
house.
don't know why.
Yeah, I understand that completely, but also I've been doing nails for a long time, so, like, I don't really see new people like that, if that makes sense. Like, the
Mhm.
people that come to me, like I said, have been coming to me for years, or, like, they were referred to me by one of my clients that had been coming to me for years. So it's like I never get, like, any, like, weird interactions. I was like that was, like, the first time I ever had something happen to me, like, in my home. Like,
Yeah.
well, it wasn't in my home, but, like, it had something to do in my home, and I was like, "Girl, you are not about to make me lose my house." Like, I guess it was just only a matter of time before, like, that was gonna end for me.
Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, it's a blessing in disguise, and
For sure.
now look what you're doing now. And then now that
Mhm.
it's like a domino effect. When something happened, now everything else is starting to get in motion.
Yeah.
So
Forever grateful for her,
yeah.
wherever she's at.
She talking about wherever she's at. Yeah, man, that's good though. I appreciate you coming here and sharing that with me. And just to
Mhm.
know, like, with this being our first conversation, you do have a good vibe to you,
Mhm.
other than what I've seen on social media and everything like
Thank
that.
you.
So I'm proud of what your testimony, what you've been through, and the
Mhm.
places that you're trying to get to. My last question for you, before we head to the end, what do you feel like is one piece of advice you can give your younger self to, let yourself know like this will all make sense in the end. So if you had to go back in time and tell that young girl in Chicago,
Mhm.
one thing that'll make all this make sense.
The advice that I would give my younger self is to really just not fall victim to your environment. You know what I'm saying? You could be very easily influenced by the people that you surround yourself around.
Yeah.
So I think my only advice would be like just be a little bit more self-aware about the people you involve yourself with. Because even though you might not be doing the things that they're doing, it is eventually going to affect you.
So with you saying that, now that makes me think, do you feel like you were too vulnerable around certain people, or like do you feel like you just were in bad situations or in bad circumstances?
I definitely was too vulnerable because I feel like I wanted to be cool, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I wanted to fit in with the bad girls, you know what I'm saying? Even though that wasn't how I was raised prior to me moving to Chicago, like, I wanted to be down down with everybody else, like, I
Mhm.
wanted to be involved with whatever they was involved in just to be cool. So, yeah, not everything is about just being cool with them.
And what trauma do you feel like that brought upon you? Because like I kind
Um
of get what you said. Because like I wouldn't say like I was the feminine type, but like
Mhm.
most of my youth days, like I was like whatever somebody needed me to be. So like say
Mhm.
for instance, they're like,
Yeah.
man, Trey, we need you to go ahead, go turn up. We need you to make everybody laugh.
Mhm.
I cut it on real quick. Like I was able to
Right.
kind of fit fit whatever description somebody needed me for that particular time, but I was never
Mhm.
myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like, a lot of people just co-play some as somebody they want to be
Hmm.
or whatever fits into that certain scenario.
So what trauma do you feel like came from that though? Like what do you feel like? Because in a sense, it sounds
Um,
like you probably were hurt a lot of times.
well, I mean, yeah, like, putting myself in that type of environment, specifically, like, in Chicago, definitely, like, was not a good effect on me at all. Like, I definitely have real life trauma from that.
Hmm.
Like, I was getting beat on, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting jumped because it's, like, certain gangs, like, like, I'm participating in not illegal
Yeah.
not legal activities, you know what I'm saying? So, that's where my trauma comes from, is really just if I woulda stayed in Chicago, I probably would've been dead, on drugs, or just not like, I just wouldn't be anything in life. I would just be
Mhm.
a complete failure because I probably would've just kept following with the people I was around. So, I'm grateful that my mom was like my wake-up call was like, "Girl, I'm finna move you back to Florida because 'cause you're tripping." Like
Mhm. Yeah, that's tough. And do you feel like that trauma is still present in today's
no,
no?
I'm a completely different person. All my friends that I grew up with in Chicago, they comment on my story all the time. They're like, "We are so proud of you. Like, we remember that girl from 62nd and Greenwood that was
Mhm.
cutting up." Like, I know that girl is in there, but no, that girl is gone. I'm grown, I'm mature. I feel like it made me who I am today, and I'm grateful for it. It is what it is.
Yeah, I only ask that because sometimes we can get triggered from things that happened in the
Mhm.
past.
I'm not triggered from it at all. It is like it was kinda fun.
You talking about some kind of
It
fun.
was kinda fun.
I'm scared
But
of you, man. You might be outside cutting up for real.
no, 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 no.
I
I'm not
mean,
crazy. I'm not crazy.
I don't know. You talking about kind of fun. I don't know. You kind of,
Well, it was kinda fun because it's like, like, I'm outside, I'm on the block, I'm getting drunk, I'm young, I'm getting high, like, I'm making money or whatever. It was fun in that aspect, but it was only a matter of time before, like, I was going to end up in jail or, like, put myself in a situation where it might cost my life.
yeah.
So, like, I'm grateful for the fact that my mom moved me from Chicago to avoid that
Mhm.
because I was on that route, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I was on that route, and had I been there in probably another year or 2, I would've been fried and died and laid to the side.
Well,
Seriously.
shout out to your mom. Shout out to Orlando.
Mhm.
Shout out to the nail salon, the shop. Shout out to everything, man. Yeah, I'm proud of you for
Yeah.
overcoming that because I don't know. It's always tough. You know what I mean? Especially the fact that I don't know in that specific time you probably didn't have like a father figure at that time
Mhm.
as well too. So just you and your moms or whoever you was with in Chicago, kind of
Mhm. It was just me
dealing
and
with
my
that.
mom in Chicago. Yeah.
So that's tough. So go ahead and let the people know where they can find you at. Let them know your business page, your personal page, and whatever page you have.
Okay. My name is Mia. My Instagram is Mia Nail It on Instagram, and I also am the owner of Mine Salon and Suites. That's the name of the Instagram as well. My MYNE. That's the name of my shop is Mine.
Is it an inspiration behind the name? Does it stand for something?
Yeah, so my name is Mia, and in Spanish, my name means mine, like something is mine. So my thought process was like, I want something that is related to my name, but not specifically. So that was why I was like, I changed the I for Y.
Hmm.
So it's mine,
Yeah.
Salon and Sleeves.
Okay. Okay.
I like it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. I would say I would have never thought of that. I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie.
everybody be like at the grand opening, everybody was like, "What does that mean?" I was like, "Mine, it's mine."
Mhm.
Like, I was just like, You don't get it, you don't get
Yeah,
it."
I didn't even. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's different. So I didn't even ask you. So how was the grand opening
The grand
before we
opening was
head out?
amazing. So many people came out to support me, all my family and friends, people that wanted to sign leases at the shop. Like, I had a bartender, I had food, and we was drunk. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie, we did get a little fun. I mean, get a little drunk, but I had a photo booth. Everybody was able to tour the place. I think a lot of more people was just coming just to really just support me.
Yeah,
They just wanted to celebrate me and yeah, just congratulate me on my new shop.
for
So
sure.
it was really fun. I was crying a lot. I'm the type of person where I get drunk and I start crying for sure.
I fall
Like,
asleep.
huh?
I said I fall asleep.
No, like I had my grand opening. It was from like 2 to 5.
Mhm.
We went out like afterwards, after my grand opening, and I was in my bed by 8:30 because I was crying in the club. And my friend was like, "Girl, you need to go home." I was just like, I was one of those people. I was like,
It was
"Oh
like
my
it was like
God."
See tears
Yeah,
already?
like, I was
Okay.
like, "I'm so appreciative of all y'all." Like, I had just had so much, like, gratitude in that situation, so I was so happy that day, like, that was, like, the best day in a long time
That's what's
to be
up.
surrounded by all my family, especially because I told you I'm a extremely family-oriented person.
What's up? That's what's up. That's what's up. And Imma ask you this. This is my last question, my last
Okay,
question, my
okay.
last question. Because you just said something, I thought about a question somebody asked me. Being the fact you said earlier, you was like, the dating scene isn't good, and then you
Uh-huh.
said that you're family oriented. Do you feel like the reason why the dating scene isn't good for you is because some men aren't
Yes.
family oriented?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh my
This
gosh.
gonna be this gonna be a special, a little
I was thinking
special.
that earlier when you said like you were like, "Oh, like that you're not like extremely family oriented." I was going to ask you like, like do you think that that plays a factor in like your dating life? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because like I feel like sometimes it's kind of hard to connect with certain men that don't have those type of qualities or whatever because you're really just out here selfish. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just out here living for yourself. You don't really have too much of a care of other people. Like it's certain qualities that come with being very family
Mhm.
oriented. You know what I'm saying? So it's like sometimes it's hard for me to date because as a man and as a woman, like we hold different qualities.
Yeah.
Like the men in my life are very much providers, like they take care of the house, the home. Like my family's old school, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like so like and like now in the dating field, it's like you're not family oriented and like your certain like qualities in life aren't like we're just not aligned in
Yeah.
certain like priorities. So
Mhm.
that is plays a huge factor in the like my dating life at
Yeah.
least.
I can understand because I've been asked that question before, but my response is always typically like this. I was raised by all women, right? So
Okay.
I
So
seen
that makes a difference for
yeah, I was gonna
you.
say, so I seen what they couldn't have. I've
Yeah.
been around other people, like married couples, especially
Mhm.
young, and then being around my homies, they got two-parent households. So I seen and witnessed this thing, and I had to go back home to a house full of women that didn't have
Mhm.
somebody providing for them. So my mental capacity was always to be a provider because I didn't want them to stay in that situation.
Yeah.
So I don't think it hinders me. It actually makes me open my eyes to certain things because I'm emotionally aware of everything.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
very
say because like you lived in a home that like is like mainly women, you probably
exactly.
have like a very high emotional intelligence. So
Exactly.
that's
So
probably
like,
like weighs it out. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. So like, people ask me that, and they be like, "Damn, like you're not family oriented." I understand my family. I understand how we are.
Mhm.
Like I can go there and we can turn up. I
Mm,
can be gone for 2 months, and I go to we'll turn up like
yeah.
nothing ever happened. You know what I mean? But I distance myself so I can focus on myself. It's not like it's a disconnect.
Yeah.
It's just a communication gap. Like
Yeah.
when we talk, it's like a hour-long conversation. When I go to Orlando, it's a whole day. But like
Yeah.
it's just a communication gap. I don't have to talk to them all the time. So
Yeah, like, even though I said, like, I'm a very family-oriented person, I don't talk to all my family all the
mhm.
time. Sometimes I don't talk to my brother for weeks,
Yeah.
sometimes I don't talk to my grandparents for a while, like, everybody has their periods or whatever where, like, they're too busy,
Mhm.
everybody's trying to focus on their own goals and their own life and live for themselves, but, like, I do make it a priority to always be like, "Hey, it's been a while.
Mhm.
Let's get together, let's go do
Exactly.
something."
Yeah.
That is a huge priority for
Yeah.
me.
But I definitely understand where you're coming from though, because I got some homies that aren't family oriented and they have that vulnerability and emotional disconnect where they can't
Yeah.
communicate about certain things or with certain people. Like it's a certain person they can talk to about a certain thing. They always can't come to everybody about it. But I think
Mhm.
that's something as a man that you develop over time. And some men can't do it because they never
Mhm.
been put in that position. So I understand where you're coming from with the dating pool and everything like that. But
Yeah.
it is some women like that too. But
You have to be
it just
emotionally vulnerable in these relationships, and
yeah.
a lot of men do not have that
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. I can't say because I used to be that guy, but like
What, you feel like you used to lack in that department?
absolutely, but that's like I tell like on here I said like I was depressed without knowing I was depressed. So it's like me
Mhm. You
not
said you
being
were
able
depressed without knowing that you were depressed?
yeah.
I
So
felt that.
like it's just like sometimes like I was living through my life for other people and other reasons, but I wasn't aware of what I was going through. So
Yeah.
like it's like things that happen like financially unstable or like I'm going through something but I don't know how to talk about it, but I'm still
Mhm.
helping everybody else. So like trade problems didn't matter to trade because I was more focused on everybody else. So that's
Mhm.
kind of how it was for me. But I kind of shook it once I graduated college because I was like, all right, I done dedicated my time to school.
Yeah.
That just
That's where I'm at in life right now. Like, I took care of my son his entire life solely by myself, obviously with the help of my family a little bit. But
Yeah,
right now, like my son's good. He's straight. He's a lot older now. He's a lot self-sufficient. He has his own life. But now like I kind of want to live for myself a little bit. Like right now I'm focused on my new business venture. I want to travel more. I want to date, be able to date more. I want to, I want to do all those things for
sure.
myself. I want to pour into myself a little bit because a lot of my life for the past 8 years have just been about my son.
Respectfully so. And I mean, I understand that. You know, what I mean, you always gotta. The saying is, you always gotta make sure you got you at the end of the day, because ain't nobody else
Mhm.
gonna have your back when
Yeah.
the time comes.
And
But
even my son, he's, like, very emotionally, like, aware of everything, like, even when I'm sad, he'd be like, "Mommy, like, are you okay? Do you wanna
mm,
talk about it?" Like, the way that I confide in my son confides in me, and I'm like, "Wow, like, I maybe I did do a little bit of good job with you."
for sure, for sure, it's supposed to be reciprocal always. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And that's good to have him doing that early on, because then he'll always trust you with everything.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
good. Since we are getting to the end, you can go ahead, take the tray off, and then you can pick a question, and then you can read it and answer.
My favorite number is 3, so I'm gonna pick card 3. It says, "What's a lesson life kept repeating until you finally learned it?" Uh, Putting too much trust into people that don't want the best for you. That's like a lesson that I kept experiencing,
Mhm.
letting people in because when you have like a certain type of personality to where you're just so open and just vulnerable to like just meeting new people, sometimes
Mhm.
that's not always the best. Sometimes you do need to have a little bit of a guard up and not be so trusting of everybody. So that's like one of the life lessons that kept repeating. It was like, okay, I meet this person. I want to bring them in, you know what I'm saying? Like I want them to be my best buddy or whatever. Like I want them to experience life with me. And
Yeah,
sometimes not everybody's meant to be on the road with you.
that's fact. So how do you know when and when not to trust somebody?
I mean, when they start
And
disrespecting that trust,
yeah, okay.
when you start noticing like somebody doesn't value the same things as you, they're not like respecting you in the same way that you respect them.
Mhm.
That's when you start noticing like when somebody doesn't start considering you the same way you consider them, it's like, okay, I see you don't really mess with me the same way I mess with you.
Nothing is reciprocal. That's what I say
Mhm.
energy is very important. I be spot on with bullshit. You
Yeah.
see bullshit from a mile
I'm
away.
like, "You're not really a good person for real." You're kinda evil, actually.
Mhm, yep, exactly, exactly. Yeah, so I appreciate you for taking a drive, coming out here,
Thank you so much. I'm really
stopping by.
appreciative of you, letting me come out here.
Anytime,
I've been
man.
seeing your podcast for a long time, and I was like, "I wanna get on there, I wanna get on there. I wanna talk, I got something to say."
Yeah, I hope you got to say what all you had to say, unless you wanna come back for part 2, it's up to you.
Whatever, I'm down for
It's up to
whatever.
you. You
I'm
feel
like
like you got to say what you need to say?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, like, I feel like a lot of the conversation was, like, about me. I'm the type of person I like to interview the interviewer.
you coulda asked me a
I
question.
did ask
Oh,
you a
that's it?
few
Yeah, I would say,
questions.
yeah,
Like,
people
I wanna get to know the person that I'm talking to
yeah,
too.
for sure, yeah, people I think what one person told me was, I always tell people, like, "You can ask me a question. Now, if you
Mhm.
don't ask me a question, I ain't gonna be like, 'Oh, so you don't got nothing to say?'"
Yeah, yeah,
But,
yeah.
like, I told them, it was like, they just some people are very nervous, and they gotta be on their toes because they don't know what Imma ask them, because it's not like I got cards in my hand.
Yeah, I definitely was I'm not gonna say, like, I was nervous. It was more like, I hope you don't ask me something, like, a question to where, like, I'm not even gonna fully understand the question. And, like, I'm like, what do you mean by that?" Like, I don't wanna sound stupid. I don't wanna sound ignorant.
Imma always make sure I'm always gonna be in your best interest. I never ask anything that can defame you or make you look bad or slow. I'm always
Yeah,
ask you
like, I
stuff
don't
that
wanna
makes
look slow because
yeah, nah,
sometimes everybody got a little glitch moments.
yeah.
Like, we're like, "What?" I think I watched one of your podcasts and you was like, "What is the epitome of dis" I was like, "I don't even know how to answer that question. I hope you don't ask me no shit like that." Like, "What?" I was like, "I
Listen.
don't even know what that word meant."
Listen, I be yapping, man. I'm a yapper for real. I just know how to talk to people. So sometimes if they don't
Mhm.
understand, I can break it down. But if it ain't clicking, if I see it ain't clicking, then I know how I mean. So like I said,
Yeah.
I'm always in everybody's best interest. But like I said, I appreciate you pulling up.
Thank you
Maybe
so
able to lock in a
much.
part two whenever you get things going on and locked in
Yeah, for
down there, and
sure.
then we'll
Or
see from
whenever
there.
you're in Orlando, let me know.
Yeah, I'll be in the city a lot. I'm supposed to be there Tuesday.
For real, for
Yeah,
what?
seeing my goddaughter.
Oh,
My
okay.
goddaughter, my
So
little
you're
sister.
active in your goddaughter's life. That's what's up. It's
I
your
have I
best
have to be.
friend's, child?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
have to I have to be. Like, and I try to be as active as I can for everybody.
Why, like I'm not saying, like, there's anything
Yeah.
wrong with that, but, like, why is that? Is it because, like, the relationship that you have, like, with your best friend, or is that just, like, naturally how you are with
Just with my goddaughter in general?
Yeah.
With my goddaughter?
Mhm.
I just feel like because one, my best friend is a single mom. I was
Oh,
raised
okay. So you
around
have a female best friend.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So, like, I was raised around single mothers as well too, so I understand
Mhm.
how it can be. So, what my whole thing is, whatever my best friend may be struggling with or whatever I can see that she may need help with, I'm gonna be
Mhm.
there to help with that. I don't wanna take over the role as a father, but I
Right.
wanna be that aid in any way I can to make it easier for her.
Mhm.
So
And how has that, like, relationship with your best friend affected, like, your dating life?
nothing. Nobody like nothing. Like my best friend been my best friend since like high school. So it's like
Uh-huh.
you don't see like for instance, like the funny thing, her birthday just passed. You probably know her.
Uh,
Her birthday just passed. And like I was like, damn, we ain't even got no pictures together. Like that's my
uh-huh.
best friend, but like we just live for the moment. Like if I see
Yeah.
her, I see her. If I don't, I don't. But
I
like,
wish that I could have, like, that type of relationship with, like, another man, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, I wish that I could, like, have, like, genuine male friends in my life. Like, it's really hard sometimes because, like, a lot of men nowadays, like, they be having, like,
ill intentions.
ill
Yeah.
intentions,
Yeah.
and, like, I didn't grow up here, so it's, like, it's hard for me to,
The
like, build
trust.
that type of relationship with
Yeah.
people out here. Cause like, we're all grown,
Hmm.
people have lust, all
Yeah.
type of stuff, so I really wish I had that type of relationship to where,
Yeah.
like, I was, like, real cool with another man without it being any type of
Yeah, I mean, I got a few homegirls, but like I try to keep it to a minimum because whenever I do get in a relationship, I don't want it to be like, yeah, these all my homegirls, all 20 of them. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I'm
I'm not
very
gonna lie. If a man tells me that he got like hella like female friends, I definitely give the side eye. I'd be like, which one
yeah.
of them you fucking?
Whenever that time does come where I get in a relationship, because I've been in what 4 relationships in my life,
Mhm.
so like I don't want it to be like, damn, you got all these homegirls. Like I got like let me think, probably like six to eight homegirls, like homegirls like that.
But you also went to school and college and stuff,
Yeah,
so
but like
like
my school, like, ain't no, my
you didn't
college.
you didn't meet your friends there, or like did
I
you
have
meet your?
associates, like, none of
Okay.
my homegirls went to the same school with me. Like, I got associates, of course, but, like, my
Mhm.
homegirls that I can, like, "Man, you won't believe what the fuck just happened to me today."
Yeah.
Like, they ain't go to school with me.
I wish I wish a girl could dream.
Hey, man, I say I don't really try to have too many, but, like, I have I'm very, like, strict. Like, my homegirl's like my sister, so, like, since high school,
Mhm.
I can't even look at my best friend like that, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I
So,
have
and I'm
friends like that growing up in Chicago,
yeah,
like, guys that I can hit up when I get to Orlando and be like, "Hey, like, let's just go out to eat," or, like, whatever, and,
yeah,
like, I have that type of relationship with them, but, like, out here in Orlando, I have yet to find somebody that, like, is a man that hasn't tried to, like, overstep that boundary,
yeah,
so that's
me,
been really hard for me.
I tell people, like, however I'm in the beginning, that's how I'm gonna be all the way through. Unless you go to acting weird, like all my homegirls, like for instance, homegirl that's a nurse, she just hit me up yesterday, like, I ain't seen you in 3 weeks. We going to go get food. I'm like, all right, motherfucker, let's go. Like sometimes we go to the beach or whatever case may be, but like I'm just cool. That's just
Yeah.
me. I always start off with whatever intent I have. So if I have an intention to be your friend, that's what I'm gonna start off with. If I like you, I'm gonna start off
Mhm.
like I like you. I don't wanna, cause you ain't finna friend zone me. Nah,
No,
it's
a
just
lot of guys
certain
really be doing that, like, they try to, like, portray themselves, like, as your friend, and then, like, they have other type of motives or whatever, they
I
trying to
get
get
that.
in where they fit in,
Yeah, I get that.
and I don't like that, I feel like that's evil, like, cause if you wanted to talk to me, you coulda just said that from the get-go, like,
Mhm.
you didn't have to do all that extra stuff.
My uncle raised me not to lie, so I don't believe in lying. Like that, it's just no point. You're gonna accept my truth. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. It's a million other people in the world, so I
Mhm.
don't be tripping off that. But yeah,
Yeah.
we are at the end of the episode, so I
Thank
appreciate you.
you.
Yeah, I hope we can lock in a part two in the future.
Yes, I hope so.
All
Thank you for
right,
having me.
no problem. Y'all know how I am with the outro. Gone.
Thank you.